The somatic hip flexor release exercise is basically neuromuscular re-education technique that works with your nervous system. And this is really important because basically this helps you to reset the basic level of muscle tension in your hip flexors. As opposed to stretching, which only works with your stretch reflex, the neuromuscular exercise, this re-education technique, this somatic type of exercise, works with your nervous system so that the nervous system actually resets the resting level of tension in your hip flexors. So that's why this exercise is very powerful and very effective for releasing the tension permanently or more permanently. It's more lasting. Now, it's important to remember that life will always cause our hip flexors to contract. So whether we feel any kind of stress, our hip flexors will instinctively tighten up. Or if we use our hip flexors in some type of athletic repetitive movement where we overworked our hip flexors, that will cause tension, excessive tension in these muscles. And of course, sedentary lifestyle, that's another way to make your hip flexors really tight and shortened. So life will always work against us, and we will always have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and doing these exercises sort of on a regular basis, because it's not one and done kind of thing. You have to take care of your body constantly, and maybe at the beginning you will have to do this every single day, but over time maybe it won't have to be necessary to do this every single day. Also depends on, your lifestyle. If you really work all day in front of computer, if you're sitting all day long, then you probably will have to do this every single day in order to release these muscles, because they will get tight, they will shorten if you sit constantly. Or if you're an athlete and if you're constantly working your hip flexors hard, again, they will be overworked and they will tighten up, and you might be very flexible, you might be able to do the splits and all that stuff when you're doing your training, but at the rest, when your muscles, when your hip flexors are supposed to be relaxing, they will actually tighten up and you're going to feel pain, you're going to feel discomfort. So this somatic type of exercise done on a regular basis can really help to release these muscles, because it involves gentle contracting and releasing, which then, helps the nervous system to receive an accurate feedback of the level of the tension in these muscles. So if you want to try this exercise with me right now, then get on the floor, get your exercise mat ready, and let's do this. Start by laying on your back, bend your knees, and place your feet on the ground hip-width apart. The most important part of this exercise is to be able to keep your lower back pressed into the ground, because that's how you keep your hip flexors engaged. Also, this can be quite intense movement for you and your hip flexors, so do only what's comfortable for you at this time. Let's start by placing your left hand behind your head and allow your right elbow to relax out to the side. Your other arm is just resting by your side. Now take a deep inhale down into your lower belly, and as you exhale, strongly press your entire lower back into the ground. Then start lifting your head off the floor so that you're slowly rolling up, and at the same time lift up your left leg. You don't have to lift your leg high. Keep pressing your lower back into the ground as you very slowly lower your leg and your head down. Focus on very slow, controlled movement. When your foot and head reach the floor, you can release the flattening of your lower back and relax for a moment. If you feel like one repetition was enough, then just keep relaxing, or you can do this one more time. If it was too challenging for you to keep your lower back pressed into the floor, then you can do this same movement 1 or 2 more times. If it was easy enough, then move on with me to the next level of this exercise. Slide your left foot forward so that your left leg is about halfway straightened. Then take a big inhale into your lower belly, and as you slowly exhale, press your lower back strongly into the ground. Then start lifting your head off the floor so that you're rolling up, and at the same time lift up your left leg. The leg doesn't have to go too high. Now, while you keep pressing your lower back into the ground, start to very slowly and with as much control as you can to lower your left leg and your head back to the floor. When you reach the floor, you can relax the flattening of your lower back. Take a short break, and if you feel up to it, you can do this one more time. If it was too challenging for you, then stay at this level. If you were able to keep your lower back flat, then you can move on with me to the next level, which is the last version of this exercise. Straighten your left leg completely and take a big inhale into your lower belly. As you exhale, press your lower back strongly into the ground and then start lifting your head, curling up, and at the same time lift your left leg up. The leg doesn't have to come up high. Now start as slowly as you can and with perfect control, lowering the leg and your head while you keep pressing the lower back into the ground. When your leg and head reach the ground, you can relax and release the lower back. If you feel like one repetition was enough, then take your hand from behind your head and completely relax. Or you can do this one more time. Now let's repeat this exercise on your right side. Place your left foot back on the floor so that both knees are pointing up. Your feet are hip-width apart, and now you can place your right hand behind your head and let your elbow fall to the side. Take a big inhale down into your lower belly, and as you exhale, strongly press your entire lower back into the ground. Then start lifting your head off the floor so that you're slowly rolling up, and at the same time lift up your right leg. You don't have to lift your leg too high. Keep pressing your lower back into the ground as you very slowly lower your leg and your head down with as much control as you can. When your foot and head reach the floor, you can release the flattening of your lower back and relax for a moment. If you feel like one repetition was enough, then just keep relaxing. Or you can do this one more time. If it was too challenging for you to keep your lower back pressed into the floor, then you can do this same movement one or two more times. If it was easy enough, then move on with me to the next level of this exercise. Slide your foot forward so that your right leg is about halfway straightened. Then take a big inhale into your lower belly, and as you slowly exhale, press your lower back strongly into the ground. Then start lifting your head off the floor so that you're rolling up, and at the same time, lift up your right leg. The leg doesn't have to come up too high. Now, while you keep pressing your lower back into the ground, start to very slowly and with as much control as you can to lower your leg and your head back to the ground. When you reach the floor, you can relax the flattening of your lower back. Take a short break, and if you feel up to it, you can do this one more time. If it was too challenging for you, then stay at this level. If you were able to keep your lower back flat and if it wasn't too difficult, then you can move on with me to the next level, which is the last version of this exercise. Straighten your right leg completely and take a big inhale into your lower belly. As you exhale, press your lower back strongly into the ground and then start lifting your head, curling up, and at the same time, lift your right leg off the ground. The leg doesn't have to come up high. Now, as slowly and with as much control as you can, start lowering the leg and your head while you keep pressing the lower back into the ground. When your leg and head reach the ground, you can relax and release the lower back. You can do this one more time, or if you feel like one repetition was enough, then take your hand from behind your head and completely relax. When you're ready, gently roll onto one side and press your hand into the ground to help you sit up. So I hope that you enjoyed this exercise. Remember, do this on a regular basis. If you can do this every single day, that's gonna help your hip flexors to really release a lot of tension. And don't be surprised if you feel emotional after this, because the core of the body is where we all store stress and emotional trauma. And when we do these release techniques, a lot of times we can feel a little emotional or vulnerable. Not everybody, but sometimes it can happen. So just don't be surprised if it does. If you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed this exercise, then give me thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any new fitness or health tips. And I will see you guys next time here, either on my YouTube channel or in the Z Gym with our daily training. Ciao.